City of Saratoga Springs, Tuesday, November 19th, 2024 at 6 p.m. Present tonight, I have Councilwoman Barton, Councilman McComber, Wilden, and Wadman, and participating electronically, we have Councilman Carnes. We do have a quorum this evening. I've asked Councilman Wadman to lead us in our invocation and Councilman Wilden in for our pledge.
Our dear Heavenly Father, we thank Thee for the opportunity we have to meet here as citizens, as staff, as the council. We thank Thee for this beautiful place of the world we call home, and we thank Thee for Thy guidance as we consider this agenda before us tonight. We ask Thee, please bless this city. Please bless those that protect us, those that serve us, and those that live here and call us home. We thank Thee for everything once again, and we say these things in the name of Jesus Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
Please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we'll turn the time over to Chief Burton.
Mayor and council, it's always good to be with you. Tonight we have an opportunity to present one of our officers for promotional ceremony. We know your time is short with a long meeting ahead of you, so I'll be as quick as I can be. But I will mention that especially for our newer council members and citizens that may not know, our sergeant test is quite involved, quite comprehensive. Includes a essay-style written test that is graded anonymously, an oral interview panel, which included lieutenants from 2 different outside agencies, as well as the assistant city manager, a grade of the resume, a department peer review, a chief's interview, and a seniority calculation. And so it's a quite involved process. But at this time, we're very proud to present currently Corporal Carl Hamer. If he would come up, we'd like to indicate that Carl came out on top in the testing and is filling the vacant sergeant position. And we have a certificate that attests to this fact. I'll just read the certificate and then we'll present it to him. Saratoga Springs Police Department, Certificate of Promotion to Sergeant. The Chief of Police of the Saratoga Springs Police Department has reposed special trust and confidence in the loyalty, valor, fidelity, and abilities of Carl Hamer. In view of these qualities and his demonstrated potential for increased responsibility, he is promoted to the rank of sergeant effective October 27, 2024. Given under my hand the 27th day of October 2024 in the city of Saratoga Springs, Utah. Signed, Andrew Burton, Chief of Police. And this is the certificate that goes along with his promotion, along with the stripes, which he's already wearing, of course. We're not always able to get our schedule to link up perfectly with yours, but he's already been on the road. He brings a lot of experience to the position. He served as a patrol officer, a patrol corporal, a detective, a school resource officer. He's served the last couple of years, about 3 years, as a corporal in investigations. He's served on the SWAT team. He's got a lot of great experience to bring to bear in this position. So we're very proud and happy to present him this certificate and make his promotion official. And I'll just mention his wife Melissa, and his family, his parents are here. So to wit.
Hey, I can wait. I just didn't want him to sit down before I can get in that. And Jeremy, you did just photobomb it.
Yeah, Jeremy wanted to know if he could get one of those certificates, but anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. We have next public input. Time has been set aside for public input. The time will be limited to no more than 15 minutes total. Please avoid repetitive comments. Please be respectful in your comments. Please state your name and address for the record, and comments will be limited to 3 minutes each. Is anybody here for public input at this time? If you want to come up to the podium, state your name and address for the record. And we do have a clock.
Hello, my name is Sonia Han. I live at 1873 Concord Place here in Saratoga Springs. I am a school bus driver for Alpine School District, and we are looking forward to seeing what we can do with the West Side Barn. We are looking forward to our new district coming in July of 2027, and we'd love to see what the city council can help with creative ideas, maybe electric buses. There's a lot of input and discounts, or also possible maintenance bays, because we have none, and wash bay. But we are excited to see what Saratoga Springs can bring to the table as a bus driver, not representing the district, but just to see what you guys can do and communicate to the people who want to work here as bus drivers, because there's a lot of people that take heavy value for this side of the district. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, anybody else?
Go ahead.
I'm a bus driver too. And I appreciate you, Audrey, for coming to the Proposition 14 meetings, and so I get to know you. And Chris Karn is not here, and I've got to know him. I live in Eagle Mountain, way out there, and I get to see what's going on out there as well as here. And I'm really appreciative of the councils for Eagle Mountain and Saratoga Springs for putting the props on the ballot to see what the people really wanted. And it's a really tough one. And we're really uncertain. And I've heard a couple of ideas about putting for bays for our buses. Our buses break down all the time. And one of the ideas was for the new school district to use the bays of the city. And I don't think that's a good idea, because we need our mechanics with us in the yard. And the other idea was to maybe just keep using the east side over there. But I don't think that's a good idea, because traffic's getting worse and worse, and I use the back roads and to get my activities to different locations, because Pioneer Crossing gets bogged up. And it's very expensive, and our district's gonna be, it's gonna be a lot less, and we're gonna be having a lot less finances than we have with Alpine School District. So I hope I don't know how it works. I just know that I watched them build the building out here, so I've been out here quite a while. And we just need a place to lift the buses up so the mechanics can fix them out here. And I hope, I don't know who does it, but I hope the city will work together so we can have a mechanics undercover with lifts here. And thanks for your time.
What's your name, Pat?
My name's Laura Whitney.
Hi, thanks for a moment to address you. My name's Matt Isaacson. I'm at 589 West Kennedy Circle. I'm a resident here in Saratoga. I've got 5 kids in the public school system, and excited to see what happens with the new district split. I've got just a couple of comments and then a question for the council for your consideration. With the with the interlocal agreements, as I understand them, that the city councils and the city administrations have entered into as far as the kind of interim management of how that split happens, I assume, understand that there's a lot that has to happen between now and whenever the next thing is, because there's, years of planning that goes into this. I'd ask the council and the city to find a way, a forum to tell residents what's happening. We know that the next major event is an election to the school board and all that comes with that. But again, behind the scenes and all that's happening between now and then, there's, a myriad of things that go on. We'd love to see, what's happening and those decisions that are coming down. Maybe just a way to inform the public as that evolves. And then a comment, with the split, I understand, and this is, third party and who knows the accuracy, but I know our local, the Alpine School District Board meeting was last week, and they published their statistics for the upcoming year for population projections, both by, they get really granular and they have this great public document that helps explain where everything's going. Some schools are shrinking and some schools are expanding, and they put the expected population or enrollment for Westlake at 3,057 or something. We're 3 years ahead of their expected enrollment as of publication. So we're at over 3,400 enrollment right now, and they weren't expecting an enrollment of that for 3 more years. So we're 3 years ahead of enrollment statistics that was published just this last week. So clearly, there's been way more growth than expected, and and they can't even publish things up to date to current enrollment. Well, the big concern there is if we're already really far behind, in our projections. I think there was a schedule for breaking ground on a new high school that has since been canceled. And so I'm really concerned. I think a lot of residents would be concerned to hear, many of them probably not aware, that there was plan to build a new high school with the populations of the 2 major high schools being, going way up, and now they've canceled those plans because of splits. Maybe that's true, maybe that's not, but again, if we had some more public input, that would be awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, anybody else for public input this evening? Seeing none, I will close the public input at this time. Just to the district, as a city council, we're committed to supporting the new district along with the other cities and doing what we can to help facilitate that. However, a lot of the decisions and questions that are being asked reside with a new board as the legislative body to make those decisions. But until that point, we are committed to continue to work with Eagle Mountain, Fairfield, Cedar Valley, and do our best to, Cedar Fort, to facilitate that transition because the kids still are going to school. We still have needs for everything that goes in with the school district. Employees are important, students are important, facilities are important, and all that needs to be considered. So,
In 2 weeks, we're forming the interlocal.
yeah, in 2 weeks, we're forming the interlocal. So we are moving forward with that, but a lot of those decisions do reside with the new elected board when that is formed. Okay, thank you. Reports from the council. No. Councilman McComber?
So I just wanted to get back, had a wonderful time networking and working and meeting a lot of really great people from around the country at the National League of Cities and Towns conference, and I'm glad I was able to represent the city of Saratoga Springs. I was very proud to represent the city of Saratoga Springs. Audrey was there as well, and Mark and Owen, and just really working with people from all over the country who are dealing with the same kinds of problems, from buses to school districts. Rancho Cordova is splitting a school district just like we're trying to do in California, and we were able to share best practices and share knowledge and experience. And then just got to meet and talk to more of the Salt Lake City Council and just realize that we're not that far apart in terms of what our needs are and our demands are, even though they're a big urban city and we're a suburban city, but we're growing extremely fast because it's Salt Lake and then Saratoga Springs on the fastest growing cities in Utah. And so just had a really great time getting to know and learn a lot more about different things. One of the classes that Councilman Barton went to was communication. And so we are going to be working on communicating more around not just the school district, but the bus situation. So because there are a lot of rumors. Some of the things that you said were rumors, they weren't fact. And so if we can, and we will be continuing to do that, we use our Facebook page where appropriate, and we'll be continuing to share information and communicate the best that we can. But it was a wonderful conference, and thank the city for encouraging and allowing us to be a participant in that. And next year, the city conference is in Salt Lake City.
Perfect. Okay, Councilman Wadman?
Chief Barton, I was able to attend, Stephen and I were able to attend the Citizen Academy graduation. Was it last Wednesday or Thursday? Thursday. And I was quite impressed. I attended, I graduated in 2008, so it's been a while since I've attended, and my son attended this last time and just bragged about the experience, and I want to say thanks to our police department. I know there's a lot of effort that goes into it, and congratulations to those citizens that graduated as well. It was neat to see, so thanks.
Thank you. Councilwoman Barton?
I just wanted to give a big shout out to our classified and certified employees that live and work here in Saratoga and Eagle Mountain. They came out and they shared their voices, and it was a big change and it was a big deal for our certified and classified employees for the district split. So I just wanted to say a big shout out to them for showing up and being there and helping make it happen. I think it's, again, as a city, we want it to happen. We want it to be done well. And so we'll do, again, most of it's not us, but we'll do everything we can on our side of it. But again, thank you for being there and coming out to all of our residents and especially our certified and classified employees that, again, live and work here. We want them. Their voices were big when they were both, right? And so that was great. So thank you.
Okay, Councilman McComber?
I just want to make one point. I just think it's important because sometimes residents think, or different people think, that the council members who aren't there don't care. We're not allowed to be there because if 3 of us are there, we have to public notice it and we have to put it in the newspaper because we're a quorum. And so behind the scenes, we were doing our part, and like Wadman and I, Lance, we were more responsible for Prop 13, and you guys were 14 because we were doing the RAP tax, and so we were the council members assigned to that. So it's always by 2, and then we don't have to public notice it. But I just think it's important people to realize that behind the scenes, we're using our networks, we're talking to our people, and you were doing the same thing for 13.
And we're talking to each other.
Yeah.
So if we have concerns about one thing, we're sharing. If they have concerns, we're sharing. And so again, thank you for sharing
team
that
effort,
because it's a team effort. It doesn't look like it sometimes because there's just 2 of us, but there's a reason. But it's 100% a team effort to make sure we're doing what's best for our residents.
We should have had a big party celebrating because then we could have all been there because parties, you can all be there.
Social gathering.
Social gathering, yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Not as exciting as the others, but the garbage board did approve the new pay cycle, the new fees. While we're still the cheapest in the nation, rates do go up.
Why are you talking trash?
It is a lot of trash. We do have enough airspace for another 60 years for garbage. Administration, Mark. Where's your, there we go.
Mayor, thank you. Thank you very much. Two quick things. First of all, the sewer district is also having a rate increase that will take effect next year. So because of the trash rate increase and the sewer increase, we'll be updating our fee schedule at the next council meeting so that it can take effect in January.
And those are straight pass-throughs. There's no markup, just so people are
Absolutely.
clear.
Yep. Those are straight pass-throughs on both of those rates.
Both of them are still some of the cheapest in the country.
And so we'll be seeing those at our next council meeting. We do have a rather full agenda next council meeting, so we will be looking, yes, and we'll be looking forward to that. And then we do have need for a closed session tonight, Mayor, so.
Something for TSSD that I've seen residents asking on the perpetual road closure. Can we get TSSD to give us an update or the community an update on if that will be open before my grandkids start driving? I know we're trying to get it paved. No.
So
I don't even have a married kid yet.
let me tell you, they would love to come and do another presentation. They like to bring jars with them when they come to those presentations, so we'll get them queued up possibly for January.
I just see a lot of questions asking why, what will be Pony, or the connector has been closed for 2.5 years.
Yep.
Really, we have more road projects coming on.
We got more road projects coming. We're gonna be doing Pioneer Crossing.
Yes.
Got to get this connection back open. I know to the people taking all of our crap, they don't care, but it is backing up.
Yep,
for us.
nope, we'll mention that with them. Thank you.
Okay, Wilden.
Also, Councilmember Carn is online. I don't know if you asked him if he had any.
Do you have anything, Councilman Carn? Okay, Councilman Wilden?
I didn't mean to push my button.
Mr. Engineer?
I was just gonna, their website, so they have a website for the projects, says the closure should be through the end of December, the closure where you can't get east of the school. So it says, the closure is anticipated to last through the end of December. But we can reach out and get you more specifics.
Or put that link in our post.
Which year, though? December 2029?
Yeah.
That's funny.
We have a link to their projects, and when they send us updates, it's always updated on our website,
Okay.
and we always link to that.
I just know as things back up, that one's becoming a frustrating choke point for a lot of residents,
Let's just.
both in Lehigh, Saratoga, and Eagle Mountain. We have the canvas of election results. I will entertain a motion.
So made.
I have a first from
Oh,
Councilwoman
wait, did we,
Comber.
oh, is this the consent calendar?
No, we're doing the
Item
canvas
one.
of election.
Oh, yes, so made.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a first from Councilwoman Comber, a second from Councilman Wilden. Any further discussion on the election results? Okay, Councilwoman Barton?
It's all baby big smile.
I know, thank you to everybody. Aye.
Comber?
Aye.
Wilden?
Aye.
Wadman?
Aye.
Carn?
He's out.
We can't hear you, Chris,
Can't
if
hear him.
you're talking.
Okay. Motion carries. Okay, we have the public hearing for the budget amendment for the fiscal year 2024, 2025, Resolution R 24-57.
Third budget amendment for this fiscal year. Most of the items are updates to various capital projects, whether those capital projects are done as we're defunding it, are making adjustments as we're getting more accurate prices in. And the other ones are mostly dealing with updates to utility budgets as well. Any questions for staff at this time?
I had one. Is that-
Councilman Wilden?
I know this is a straight pass-through garbage utility fund.
Yeah.
We're increasing, it just seems like a weird number that we're just adjusting for population growth. Did we just miss it in the projections? Was that a calculation error or?
We were so close last year that it's actually going to be an audit finding this year. We missed it by like 20,000. And so me and Shalice were talking, we just want to give it a big enough number so that way we don't have a finding.
Okay. So we'll adjust it down later, probably.
But that doesn't give us a finding.
The rates will increase too.
Well, right.
Yeah, because we are collecting those rates, we're gonna have to do another adjustment, factoring that into it as well. But we amend the budgets in the city all the time. I think, how many budget amendments?
Well, no, I'm not worried about that. It was a weird number when it's a pass-through. It's how did we miss it by 600,000? Because we're not generating anything excess on that, so.
Yeah.
But it's
The hard
just
one
a-
with that one, forecasting, is there's so many moving parts with the population growth that we have to make adjustments during the year to kind of account for that.
So is your question regarding the adjustment that we're making relative to the,
He already answered it. I'm good.
okay.
So,
Okay. Perfect. Any other questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion. Oh, it is a hearing. We don't go to the motion yet. Is anybody here to comment on the public hearing for the budget amendment for the fiscal year 2024, 2025, Resolution R 24-57? If you are, please state your name and address for the record. Comments will be limited to 3 minutes. Please be respectful in your comments. Is anybody here for the public hearing? Seeing none, I will
Would have
close.
been a miracle if there was, because in my 15 years, no one ever has.
I will close the public hearing at this time and entertain a motion.
I'll move that we, approve public hearing item 1 as stated on the agenda.
I have a first from Councilman Wilden,
Second.
second from Councilman Wadman. Any further discussion? Barton?
Aye.
Comber?
Aye.
Wadman?
Aye.
Wilden?
Aye.
Carn?
Aye.
Oh,
Motion
you
carries.
can hear him.
Okay.
Did he want to vote on the other one?
Did you get a vote on the other one?
I said aye. I think staff muted me.
Okay.
So on the record,
Way to go,
though,
Jeremy.
he's an aye.
It's not a bad idea, but
Okay.
Your performance rating just went up.
Okay, consent calendar.
Mayor, I would request that we pull item 4, the Pickler pickleball courts, only just so that we can have a conversation about that.
Put under business item?
And put it
agree.
under business items.
Any, okay. We'll pull item 4. I will entertain a motion on,
I move that we approve the consent items 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and 7, moving item 4 to business items.
okay, I have a first from Councilman Comber,
I'll second.
second from Councilwoman Barton. Any further discussion? Wadman?
Aye.
Comber?
Aye.
Carn?
Aye. Can I make a comment here?
Yep.
What do
I
you
just
say?
want to notice, because I know someone brought it up tonight, that part of this is starting the process to annex in some land west of Saratoga. That is the potential high school site for the school district.
Item
And so
5.
work is continuing on that. Yeah, work is continuing on that. It's not dead in its tracks, contrary to rumor.
So it is moving forward. That is item
And
5 for those looking at the agenda tonight.
The regulars, the first
And I'm
site.
aye.
To annex.
Yes, yeah,
So-
okay,
Annexation.
yeah,
Okay, Councilwoman Barton?
yeah. Aye, my,
Okay.
yeah.
I stopped one short of you.
Oh, no.
I never voted, I don't think.
I don't
Councilman Wilden?
Aye.
Okay,
I think you have 5 ayes.
we're all in, okay, motion carries. We will do business, the new consent item 4 before we move on to business items.
We do have the applicant here representing Pickler and also North Shore Commerce.
feel free to have a seat.
You can sit in those chairs there.
This is located at 629 North Saratoga Road. This is a request for a parking consideration for a business called Pickler. They are proposing indoor pickleball within the site in purple on the screen in building number 2. This building currently has the entire building on this side has 170 parking stalls. They are proposing to stripe 8 more behind the Pickler site for employees. This is their conceptual floor plan. They'll have 12 indoor pickleball courts. In addition, they'll have 2 employees. They'll use an app scheduling system. They don't plan to have spectators and tournaments. And the code allows the council to consider a parking criteria for uses not listed in the code. We do not have indoor pickleball listed in the code. And the criteria that are considered are the intensity of the use, times of operation, whether abutting businesses have staggered times, and whether there's any shared parking agreements, number of employees and customers, and trip generation peak demands. There is a parking study that addresses these criteria in your packet. Staff also did a comparison with other cities. We didn't find anything close in other cities either. We found things similar to what we have in our code, which would be commercial recreation, indoor playgrounds, fitness center. However, those requirements would be very extreme in the neighborhood of 800, 1,200. And then we checked abutting cities. The closest thing we found was in Linden's code. They have a tennis court, and their code would only require 14 stalls for a business with a max occupancy of 50. The their traffic engineer provided the study that you're seeing above. This diagram is in the staff report. This shows peak demand for the entire building based on proposed uses, which are flex office and then Pickler. And they're indicating their peak demand times would require 154 stalls and that the site has 178 stalls. There is a possible motion for approval, and then there are possible motions for denial or continuance. If you choose to approve it, there are 2 more conditions in red on the screen. They are up for discussion. Number 2 states, stalls shall not be designated for specific businesses, such as signs like Pickler parking only. And then number 3 states pickleball tournaments shall not be allowed at this location, and I don't think they would have any objection. They do have PowerPoints if you would like to see those.
So Mayor, the reason why I pulled it is I just don't like the precedence of when we're doing a variance or changing something, that it's being approved through the consent calendar. Because if you notice the consent calendar, we approved a bunch of things really fast, and the people here didn't get to hear us talk about them because it was we talked about it a lot of times before. And so from a transparency perspective, I just don't feel comfortable, and I've talked to staff in the future, whenever there's any kind of variance or something, I'd like to have a presentation so that it's on the record that we have discussed it, because we had never discussed this yet, this parking. We've had conversations one-on-one behind the scenes, because that's how we operate. But I just wanted to let you know that I'm okay with this. I'm probably the most tough on parking on the council. And there's a reason, because you go to our businesses and wherever we've made any kind of exceptions, it's a nightmare. In front of Cafe Rio, nightmare. When Bossa moved, thank goodness, that actually took some pressure off, but now there's another business coming in there, so we're gonna see what happens. But I appreciate you putting the employee parking in the background, because they don't need to come through the front door, they can come in through the back door. I really appreciated that. And then the other 2 points on here, the other 2 conditions were sort of mine, because if this does become a problem, I don't want the other businesses putting up signs as well. So we use you as an example because you're the business we know. But another company, and we have them all the time, like people get territorial on their parking. This is a shared parking. Most all of our parking is shared. We have a shared parking kind of approach. There's a certain amount that you need to provide, and I get that we don't have that number to give to you, and so we did our best. I appreciate you using your engineer to do that. They'll usually tell you what you want to hear, so I probably bump it up about 15 more, so you're still within, So my personal opinion is I've been on doing this for 15 years, and whenever I see people when they pay, they always get the answer that business wants, and it's not necessarily, because when I pay for it, it's interesting, then it's what the city wants, and it's not what the business wants. And so it's just the nature of consultancy. I'm a consultant myself, and so I understand the industry. And then the no tournaments, that would be huge, because tournaments, then you have a lot more audience members, people standing around the perimeter watching, et cetera. And so that would blow your parking out of the water if you had a lot. And so staff said that you wouldn't have a concern with that, and because you were already not planning on doing that. And and then I think that the landowner and the people who developed this are also understanding that you're high use, and hopefully when they can find tenants and the other that are more, 7 or 8 employees, people working in the back, whatever, more distribution stuff, and so that they will help balance it out as well. And I see them nodding because they're gonna do that. I mean, they don't want their other tenants freaking out either. And so they're going to do what it takes to make this work. So that's why I'm okay with this, and I just wanted to have that conversation. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay.
I have a quick
Councilwoman
question.
Barton?
Yeah. I don't know if Sarah can answer this, or Mark, or whomever can answer it best, but how will this limit what types of businesses can come in? Because they'll require more parking, and if they say we're at peak hours every single day, like peak parking or whatever every single day, are we limiting what businesses can come in because of the type of parking?
On the other spots.
Yes, that are not going to be able to have enough parking.
Theoretically, it could. It just depends on what those other users are, what their parking requirements might look like, and things of that. So again, we won't know until those spaces fill up, but we certainly understand the request today, and again, it may impact.
That might be a question too, because they've been empty for a while, and I feel like this might keep that even longer, right? If we're limiting what types of businesses can come in because of parking. So I guess that's my concern. Not that I'm against this, because I'm 100% not. I think it's a fantastic thing to have in our city, and it'll be used all the time. Yeah, but my worry is I feel like we're going to be limiting what can come in. And of course, we don't know what's going to come in, but this could be limiting what can come in. And again, we're not filling it super duper fast. I mean, super duper, sorry. We're not filling it fast. I mean, we're getting it filled, but just not very fast. And so I don't know. I guess that's my one concern, is if we're limiting it even more. And maybe the developer can answer that. Anyway, I don't know, Sarah. I mean, I guess what Mark said, it could, but I mean, is that a concern we need to be worried about?
I'm Elizabeth Cole.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
I can speak for the developer, Wadsworth Development Group. Our intent here is to not put any additional entertainment or recreation uses in this building. And the way that we've modeled the whole study is that it will be a more traditional flex office warehouse tenant. And we are slowly touring those tenants and have some good possibilities now.
And you have other spaces for more recreation.
Exactly. Well, we have one more building that does not have any sort of recreational or community use tenant that potentially we could put an additional recreational tenant in building 1. We have one in building 3, one in building 2, and our thought is that we're open-minded about adding one more, but it would be in building 1.
Okay.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
And to the parking study, just so you know, we actually did this for the nation. We actually had a Rancho Cordova location that needed it as well. So when you said that, I was like, oh my gosh, this pertains to it.
We're like our sister city, you know.
Right? Yeah. So cities across the nation need to know our data and our statistics from our open picklers from 4+ years ago. So that was the only reason. So I get it. There are.
And you have historical data now too,
Correct.
which helps. That
Yep.
that to me is more valuable than the study, is the historical data.
Yep, exactly. And we worked hand in hand. So, yep.
The data was used in the study, just so you know.
And they do have, I don't know if you need to see it, the Pickler has a short PowerPoint and Hills Engineering has a short PowerPoint. If you want additional,
I don't think we
Good
need.
with the parking.
okay.
Yeah, I'll say I have no concerns.
Unless you want to change Wilton's mind to a no.
No. You can't. I'm unchangeable, right? That's what my wife
Okay.
says. No, I'll just say that the parking, I think you actually have a really conservative estimate. Even if both the peaks lined up, you'd only be a few slots short. So I think it's probably conservatively parked.
Yep.
So.
That's what we love about our membership and our app and our reservation system. It is very data positive as far as that goes. We can
Well, it's
basically.
controllable,
It's controllable, exactly. Thank you.
not just people showing up. Yep.
Yep,
And
yep.
again, we do appreciate coming in here with the study and all that kind of stuff. That obviously,
I reviewed it.
yeah, it's as well did I. And so it's a big factor. Like data is a big deal, right? And so we appreciate that.
Completely agree.
Yeah.
Okay. I will entertain a motion on consent item 4.
I move to approve North Shore Commerce Pickler Pickleball Court parking determination located at 629 North Saratoga Road. Elizabeth Cole and Rachel Fox as applicants, with all staff findings and conditions, including 2 and 3 that were added.
Okay, I have a first from Councilman McComber,
Second.
second from Councilman Wilden.
You can give it to Carl.
Oh, okay. He said to give that to Karn, so second to Councilman Karn. Any other comments? Councilman Karn?
Aye.
Wadman?
Aye.
Wilden?
Aye.
McComber?
Aye.
Barton?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Thank you.
I can walk over from where I live, so I won't be taking one of your parking spots.
Like, I'll take my kids.
Oh, we know, you're still driving over there.
I'm so driving.
Okay, business items, Thrive Drive Daycare Site Plan Location.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. So this item was tabled at a previous City Council meeting. It's coming back again tonight. This is Thrive Drive Daycare located at 204 East Thrive Drive. The developer, they are here tonight, the applicant is here tonight, so in case there are questions, they are here. This, just a reminder, is located just north of Pioneer Crossing, right on Thrive Drive. It's there in the star. Staff took a look at the site plan. It does meet our city code. The code was recently amended for the parking to be allowed. And they've also added, they have a landscaping berm on the east side of the property. These are the elevations for the building and the materials that they'll be using. You can see a perspective here of what that looks like from different angles. Everything that they've submitted meets our code except for one thing they do have, which you can see here in this elevation, is that fence there on the left-hand side. They have proposed an 8-foot fence there. The reason for that is they have some mechanical equipment on that side of the building. The mechanical equipment, as I understand it, it's like over 7 feet tall. And so this is their attempt to screen that from the view along Thrive Drive. This is their landscaping plan. As I mentioned, it has the berm on the east side. As in addition, they have trees and other plantings to screen the parking from that road. Here's a diagram of the fencing again that they're requesting or that they're proposing. However, I spoke to the applicant prior to this meeting and they would be okay to go down to 6 feet, just that with the understanding that their mechanical equipment may be exposed at the top there. And then that's the proposed fence. So the fence would be a 6-foot vinyl with kind of a 2-foot. It's different on top. You can see that there in the diagram. It's kind of see-through. And I believe that's all I have on that. Does council have any questions?
Councilman Wilden?
No, I know the applicant, Councilman McComber and I worked on the code. They've gone and met the code. I think that's great. I don't necessarily have any concerns with the fence being at 8 foot to screen it. I was elected because of the beautiful colors of my website, and so that's why I bring this. I'm joking about that. But I would like to see the fence, if it's going to be higher, a consistent color with whatever's on the side. Whatever, just so it looks consistent, because if it is 8 foot and a complete different color, it's going to stand out.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem with 8 foot, but just make it blend in somehow is my.
I believe, and the applicant can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe their vinyl fence on the entire west side is white. So it would be the same color for the 8-foot portion as it would be for the 6-foot.
Just on the drawing, it looks different.
Councilman McComber?
So I'm concerned it's lattice work for the top 2 feet, so then you're still gonna see the equipment. So it sort of defeats the purpose of having an 8-foot fence.
Yeah. That's what they're proposing. I know that they've had locations, he mentioned they had location in California and they do this to meet those requirements down there, so.
Yeah, and we've had so many buildings, and I was asking staff, 7 foot, that's really tall. So I'm sort of surprised the mechanical is so tall, because we have buildings even bigger than this that don't have that big of stuff. But I just don't understand if it's gonna be 8 feet. It's lattice, that's like full see-through. That's big holes. And so it just doesn't make sense to me. So I am willing to compromise to a degree. If they want to do the 8 feet, I would like to see definitely earth tone on all the fencing instead of the white. The white just stands out. It just is blatant in your face. And then ideally, they actually make a product that I used in one of my houses in Saratoga Springs before that actually is fiberglass type material, but it looks like rock. And it actually, it might actually be something you want to look into. I'm not sure if the applicant is here because, because kids, this is a daycare. They throw a ball, they bring a golf ball to school. Your vinyl fence has a hole. Where this product that I had, you could literally drive a golf ball into it, and it was only $2 more a linear foot. and it was beautiful. I mean, the mayor actually reminded me of it just a second ago, but like, it has like a rock facade to it, and all the vinyl companies out there now sell it. It's industrial. It basically cannot be damaged. Like, you can literally drive a golf ball into it and it survive it. It might be worth it long-term if this is a daycare with lots of kids. So for me, whether you go to that nicer material, I'm not gonna make that a condition. I will like to see all of the fencing on this side. You don't pay extra for beige versus, and it would look, I think, a lot better with your building. You're even doing a black wrought iron, I think, in the front. I think that would look better with black and then the beige and the beige building. So in order to have the 8 foot, I'd like to see it beige.
Do you have anything as the applicant before we go to Councilwoman Barton?
Thank you. The lattice work was our pathetic attempt at trying to come between what the city wanted and what our tenant wanted. And so really, we're okay if that's important to you of bringing it down, we're okay with that. And I think we're totally okay going beige and would be happy to look at that material. I'm taking notes of your description and don't know if you have like a keyword that would help.
I'll look it up.
If you wouldn't mind, give it to staff, or if you could find it.
Staff to get that to you.
Yeah, we'd be happy to look at that. I don't want to commit again.
I like it because like I said,
Yeah.
it can really.
Yeah,
The vinyl's not so good, especially when it gets cold.
yeah. Thank you.
My question is just to staff real quick, because I'm newbie and I'm trying to learn all this stuff. So what's the requirement when it comes to covering that stuff up? Is it like a certain percentage has to be covered? Is that what we require when it comes? It all needs to be covered. So again, back to Michael's question, why is this, like, we don't get this request a lot to do 8-foot fences, so they must not be that high? Why is this so much taller, I guess, than what our other buildings have done?
Yeah, it's a really unique mechanical, so typically a building would have an RTU on top, it's a big square, and this is just a really unique one. They have extra filtration requirements because it's a school. And so they've found this really economical solution that does their heating and cooling and filtration, and it so happens to be a little bit taller.
Okay.
I think that they've had some ways to screen it if it's just above a 6-foot fence. So we'll go back and look for that. Would love.
No, that's okay. That explains why. I
Yeah.
just was wondering if
Yeah, it's
our
sort of-
requirements compared to what, because we don't see that many
Yeah.
people asking for, a higher fence.
I mean, with the lattice, it's actually pretty.
Yeah, but again, I don't love the lattice either. I'm sorry, but I don't. But I do love the beige. But that again is,
Would love to poll the council. Would you prefer just, if it was 8 foot, no lattice?
and beige, yeah.
Great. That's the direction I think we'll move forward.
Simtech.
Simtech. Thank you.
Mr. Thurman, you had a comment?
Oh, I think it was answered already.
Okay, perfect.
We're talking about two parts of the code with the, allowing it to go to 8 feet, but a second part of your decision is the screening,
Of the equipment.
screening to adjacent sites. So make sure you have some discussion on that as well.
Perfect, okay. So solid 8-foot beige, or look at the Syntec stuff, either one.
Great.
Okay, anything else from the council? If not, I will entertain a motion. Councilman Wadman.
I move that the city council approve the requested site plan for Thrive Drive Daycare located at 204 East Thrive Drive with the findings and conditions of staff report.
Okay,
Second it.
do we need to add the
Wait.
solid 8-foot?
Yeah.
And beige?
Yeah, with the addition of the solid 8-foot
Earth
earth tone fencing around the utility.
Thank you.
And all the fencing.
And all the fencing be the same, yeah, earth tone colors. Did I do that right, Kevin? Okay.
Okay. I have a first from Councilwoman Wadman. I have an amended second from Councilwoman Barton. Any further discussion? Barton?
Aye.
McComber?
Aye.
Wadman?
Aye.
Wilden?
Aye.
Carn?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have our sanitary sewer management plan. Oh, Jeremy, we were all looking to Mark.
I mean, normally he deals in this type of liquid, but
Yeah.
Is it,
Thank you.
is it just coincidence that this is business item number 2?
I got it.
whatever works for you.
Okay, Jeremy.
Okay.
Well, since you're going to steal Mark's thunder tonight.
I mean, there's a joke about 3 shells or something, I don't know. If you're that old and you remember that movie. This is a regulatory requirement for us to have a permit through the state of Utah. Also, it's helpful to have it updated. So really nothing exciting. It's an updated version from the one that we, I think, adopted 7 or 8 years ago, cleaned it up. We got the trust to weigh in. We removed actually a lot of unnecessary discussion about claims to avoid contradiction to our policy, and now it's simply just a simple reference to, you know, our insurance carrier stuff, so. It's pretty run-of-the-mill operational stuff that we have to have as a requirement of our state, and so.
Okay, I will entertain a motion. Councilman Wilden, you said you read this document fully.
I'll move that we approve business item 2 as stated on the agenda.
Okay,
I'll second.
I have a first from Councilman Wilden, a second from Councilman McComber. Any further discussion? Karn?
Aye.
Wilden?
Aye.
Wadman?
Aye.
McComber?
Aye.
Barton?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. We have need for closed session. I will entertain a motion.
So made.
I have a first from McComber,
Second.
second from Wadman. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
For or against? Councilman Karn? For?
For.
Okay. Perfect.
He's
Okay.
delayed a little
We
bit.
will.
He was nay?
What?
No.
Yes.